Hi, I'm John Lang, and I'm going to be presenting the TLA Go online session for technology and innovation. So this session is going to cover tech for teaching, and as I mentioned earlier, it's the impact framework for technology. So let's just have a look at how that's broken down. So T1, learners' digital literacy and confidence are developed through purposeful integration of digital tools and approaches that prepare learners for their future destinations. T2, artificial intelligence (AI) is used thoughtfully to personalise learning, enhance efficiency, and develop innovation without compromising critical thinking. Learners use AI responsibly and ethically. And T3, teaching and delivery staff experiment with new teaching methods, creative technologies, and innovative approaches to engage and inspire learners. Okay, so what practical tools can we be expected new staff to use, and why do they use them? So it makes the lessons more engaging and makes it more interactive and stimulating, and we can tailor approaches so it caters to diverse needs and different learning styles. It's efficient, so streamlining resource creation and administration tasks. And it also equips students with essential digital literacy. So the apps that we're going to be looking at today, it does say AI apps up there, but Canva is a design app as well as having AI integrated into it. So Canva is a free-to-use online graphic design tool. Use it to create social media posts, presentations, posters, videos, logos, and a lot more. Notebook LM is a Google AI-powered research and writing tool that acts as a personalized AI research assistant. And Gemini is a family of AI models primarily known for its multimodal capabilities, meaning it can understand and generate text, images, audio, code, and video. Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at Canva now. So on your presentation, if you want to click onto the Canva button, it'll take a little while to load up, and this is showing my login here. So you'll see that there's quite a few different types of presentation you can make. So it can help you write an email. It can help you with various education tools, presentations, social media, video, and print. It can also help you generate graphics, photos, all sorts of things really. We do have an exercise a little bit later on, but this is the interface you'll be looking at. Okay, so I'm going to go back now. I'm going to look at Notebook LM. Notebook LM is different to Canva and Gemini in so much that you upload things to Notebook LM and the AI acts upon those things that you upload. So you can upload long documents and ask it to summarize them. You could ask it to compare an uploaded document with a website, but it is all the content on Notebook LM is uploaded into it as opposed to it searching the internet. The good thing about Notebook LM and Gemini are that they don't share the results with the whole internet. It keeps it local, and it keeps it to your local ac.uk address, which is a college address, so it doesn't share it with anybody else. Sorry about that, just back into presentation. Okay, and then we're going to look at Gemini as well. Gemini is similar to ChatGPT, but there are some added features that we'll look at maybe in a different presentation. So we've got gems on there, which are I suppose they're like you program those gems, you feed those gems with information related to specific subjects. So I've got one about the art and design course that I'm teaching on there, so I'd upload the course documentation, I'd upload some of the briefs, I'd upload profiles of the students potentially, because they wouldn't be shared, and I can create bespoke resources based on those gems. Okay, so I want to just introduce you to one of the ways that I use Canva. This is a Canva whiteboard. Now, Canva whiteboard is very similar to Hi, so I just want to introduce you to one of the functions of Canva, and this is a Canva whiteboard. Canva whiteboard is very similar to an app called Jamboard that Google have taken offline, and a lot of staff now are using this as a replacement for it. So what you see here is, I suppose, almost like it's a lesson plan basically. But I like it. I was an art and design tutor, so I like things to be colourful, and it's fairly logical in how I've organised it as well. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to navigate round this presentation, and as you'll see, so the session is on inspirational learning intentions. I've got a goal of the session on there. To explore how learning intentions can move beyond basic objectives to inspire and motivate students, and obviously to practice crafting clear and engaging subjects. Relevant learning intentions using structured frameworks. So I base out the session on there. So there's a goal of the session. Underneath there's some success measures, some classroom strategies and risks. These are all ways that I've decided to run the session and organise the Canva whiteboard. What I like about it is it's a non-linear way of presenting. So it's not like a presentation where you click from one slide to the next. I think it engages students. It allows students to engage in conversation, and you can allow them to I suppose, to talk instead of stopping the conversation and clicking through from slide to slide. I just feel this is a bit more fluid, and it's really easy for the students to collaborate as well. So you'll notice down here I've put a QR code in there, so all the students need to do is to scan the QR code. You can make a link to the Canva whiteboard and drop that into the Google chat. And once they've got that link, all they have to do is, if they're using the phones, there's a little menu on the bottom where the students can click and add a post-it note, and on that post-it note it's individualized at the bottom with the student name on there, so you know who's responded to each question. Alternatively, if they're using a keyboard, you just need to press S on the keyboard and it'll put a post-it note up there as well. What I like to do as well is to build in different teaching strategies in there. So what you can see is these boxes and circles and things on there all have a purpose. They're all color coded. There's absolutely no need for you to do that, but it reminds me of what's coming up next, what we're going to go to, what we might spend a little bit more time on. So each one of these boxes, each one of the circles is a link to a video, and all I would have to do is to click on that link and it'll take me to that video. There's a set of questions underneath that the students can read as well after watching the video. There's materials that you can share as you can see, with the writing inspirational learning intentions handout, various tasks, and at the end I've put a different shape on there for the exit strategy, the exit ticket, the reflection task. Okay, so we've got a quick 10-minute Canva exercise now. I mean, you can make it on anything you like, but I did this at the beginning of the year, so the idea was to make a welcome to my class poster, or maybe a classroom rules poster. Focus really on adding a title, experiment with different fonts on there, put some bullet points, try and find an image, just generally have a play around. So you've got 10 minutes, and I suppose the aim of this is to be comfortable with the interface, and it's not looking for perfection. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you how to follow the link, and then I'm already logged in to Canva at the moment, but you will have to log in using your college email. Probably I would go with print or maybe document that's on there. Just have a look round, see what else is on there. Just as I said earlier, have a play, become comfortable with the interface. You can't break anything. Okay. Show you a little activity I made for some students, and again I did that on Canva. It's quite simple to do. I found an image on the internet of Great Britain divided into counties, and then I made a set of instructions and a set of descriptions for the students to read and then to identify those counties. Obviously this might not relate to everybody, it might not relate to anybody, but the process and the way that you can use Canva is really simple, and I'll just give you a quick demonstration of that. So again, if we click onto the link, it takes us into the presentation that I've made. It's in editing mode, and what's really important is you can probably see that that's moving around. We don't want that to move around. So what I can do is I can lock the position of that. I'm going to lock the position of these, which then means that when you grant access to the students, they can't move things around basically. Okay, so I like using it on with a graphics tablet where you can zoom in and out on the presentation. Okay, so the first question is Cornwall. The outline is long and thin, forming the southwesternmost tip of England. It's bordered by the sea on three sides and has a very distinctive pointed shape. Well, I went there a couple of years ago on holiday, so I know where it is. So what I'm going to do is just quickly show you that you can press on there for a sticky note, or you can press the keyboard, which I'm going to do. I'm going to press S on the keyboard, and as you can see, the sticky note has come up straight away, and if I zoom in, it's got my name on there, so you can work out who's presented it. So obviously this is a geography question, but it's a really simple sorting exercise that works for loads of different types of activities. So hopefully this has given you some ideas on how to use Canva really quite simply. Okay, so as well as being able to contribute to activities like the last one that we saw where you're putting post-it notes up there, Canva also has a sort and summarize section on it, which is really useful, because what that means is that the information that is on your Canva whiteboard presentations, you can do something with it, I suppose. So if we just go on to one of the presentations that I made earlier. So this was a list of questions that I asked staff about accessing our website. So again, I can zoom in and you can see there's a list of questions on here. What's the purpose of the research? What are we trying to learn? What are the problems we're trying to solve for our staff? So this was given to quite a few different people. Some in my team, some teachers, a principal, deputy heads. So they were shared this Canva whiteboard, and they submitted their own questions. And as you can see, that there are sticky notes on there. And those sticky notes are really useful to share this with everybody to get people's responses. But then what would have happened previously is I'd have printed out a PDF and then I'd have had to probably type up everybody's responses. But what Canva allows you to do now is to sort these responses. So I'm just going to go ahead and shrink the screen a little bit, and I'm then going to highlight all the answers. Okay, so those answers have been highlighted, and what you can see now is we've got a sort button up there. So I'm going to press this sort button, and it allows me to sort the information that's been supplied on the Canva whiteboard by various different categories. So I can sort it by topic, which it's already done because each person has submitted it under each question. I can do it by colour, I can do it by name, and I can do it by reaction. So the two main ones I normally use are colour and name. So I'm going to sort this by name, and as you can see, it's then sorted everybody's questions by name, and it's filtered those out. But what I want to do is I want to go back, so I've just pressed Control and Z, and that's taken me back to the original view. What you could do is you could designate a colour for each question, and the students could then excuse me, the students can then answer using that colour, and you can easily sort each answer for the question. But it's also important to be able to filter through who submitted the answers as well. That might be something you need for later on. Okay, so I'm gonna, one of the other features is if we highlight all the post-it notes, I can go into the magic write section. I could create a quiz from those questions, or I can create a summary. So that's what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to click summary, and you can see that it's summarising everybody's answers. And I'm going to say yes, it was useful. Okay, so I can zoom in on there, and it's made a quick summary of what everybody's thought of the questions, which can then be used for something else. Okay, so we had a little play with Canva, which is a combination of like a graphic design app and AI, and now we're going to look at Gemini, which is an AI, advanced AI app. So Google Gemini is an advanced AI that can understand and generate human-like text, create diverse content, and answer your questions informatively. So how does this support education? Well, it can help with lesson planning, brainstorming ideas, structuring lessons, and suggesting activities. It can content generation, it can draft explanations, quiz questions, discussion prompts, differentiating texts for varied reading levels, and it can also be used for research, so summarising information quickly, but always verify that. So I'm just going to take us to Gemini. Okay, so we're in a new chat here. There's all sorts we can do. We can build images, we can write, build, we can do deep research, create a video, or learn. So I think what we'll do is write, and in here I'm just going to write a prompt. Help me with the text. Okay, so you've seen what I've written on there. Help me with the text for a quiz on the counties of England, which you've already seen that activity. The response should be in UK English and do not use Americanisms. Okay, so I need to be a little bit more specific. Give me 5 questions and make them for Okay, so the more specific you can be, the better results you're going to get. Okay. So these questions could accompany the county location task that we did. So dead easy and relevant to your students. Okay. So you've seen one of the prompts that I wrote earlier, and here's an example of some that I'd like you to put into Gemini and see what the results are. So that should be a quick 5-minute task. So the next task I'd like you to do is, I suppose it's a research task on starter activities. So something that is relevant to all teachers. So on here I've put 2 educationalists and sequencing concepts at the bottom. I would like you to put those into Gemini and put some prompts in there you practiced with earlier, and get yourself a reading list and perhaps even 5 starter activities. Okay, so we've looked at Canva and Gemini. I just want to take us back to Notebook LM. So I'm going to click on Notebook LM. And I'm just going to quick overview of how to use it. So I'm going to click on Try Notebook LM. So these are some of the Notebook LMs that I've made previously. So I'm just going to click on one of the courses that I'm going to be teaching later on. So I've given it a name, which is BTEC Level 3 Art and Design Practice Specification. So that's the name of this Notebook LM. I've added some sources that you can see over here, so all I need to do is to click add sources, and I've added the course specification, and I've added some materials for one of the units. In here now I can start asking Notebook LM how to do various things with the information that's in there. So I could generate a video overview, an audio overview, I could do a mind map. So I've not used a mind map, so let's have a little go with that. So if I click on mind map now, You'll notice on the right hand side it's generating a mind map. Let's just see what it comes up with. Okay. So BTEC Nationals, and then it breaks it down. And then it breaks it down into various categories as well. So it's a live mind map. Whether this is the most efficient use of Notebook LM, I'm not too sure, but at least you can see how easy it is to use and how easy it breaks it down. Okay, so that I suppose it's a really good graphic organizer, good way of graphically showing information. Okay, so if I just go back, close that down, and I'll type in a prompt. Please summarize the units B1 and B2. This so I could have specified in UK English, but it's just for this is just for me. I'm not sharing this with students, so I just want to have a read through this myself. So as you can see, it's got the unit spec there, and each one of these numbers is basically it's quoting it shows you the link to where it quotes the information that you've uploaded. So it can be really useful for summarizing big documents really quite quickly, and you can specify how many words you want it to summarize. If you decide that the word count's too low, you can increase that at any point afterwards, and then it's giving you some prompts underneath as well that it thinks may be applicable for you. Okay, again, there's huge depth, I suppose, to Notebook LM. It's just how you want to interpret the information that you've uploaded there. So as a research source and for summarising research, it's absolutely amazing. But it's really good as well at summarising course documentation and helping you quickly read something. Okay, so thanks for staying with me. That's the end of the content that I'm going to be sharing with you. But on this page, you'll see there's quite a few websites to visit to help you with AI in education. But also, you'll see at the bottom here, we've got a Google workspace called How Do You? And that's for tutorials for staff on the Google Education Suite. And to join that, there's a code on there, so just go into Google Classroom, type in that code, and it'll give you access to training for all the Google Suite. Okay, hopefully that's been useful. Thank you for staying with me and watching. Cheers, bye.